All right, if you haven't heard, Velotric just released two awesome brand new e-bikes. Today, we are checking out the Velotric Go and seeing all of the awesome options this thing can transform into. So if you are ready, let's go ahead and get into all of the features and specs of why you're definitely gonna want this awesome brand new family-oriented e-bike. Yeah. All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex from Motor Life. Thanks for stopping by again. Today, we have one of my favorite brands, Velotric. They just released this awesome, brand new pack mule horse of an e-bike, the all new Velotric Go, and the Velotric Packer, which is even bigger than this one. Today, we're gonna go over all of the different modes, all of the different accessories that make this thing super awesome, and then we're taking it out for a real life demo of something that you could do on this bike. So if you're ready, make sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know you're here, and let's go ahead and get right into all of the features and benefits of the Velotric Go. All right, if you guys didn't know, Velotric is actually one of my favorite brands. They always have premium quality e-bikes that are UL certified. So let's go ahead and go over the awesome Velotric Go here. If you are a fan of the Velotric Discover one or the Nomad one, it's very similar frame, but just a couple of steps smaller. As you can see, this one does have 20-inch by 3-inch wheels, tire combination on there. Awesome hydraulic disc brakes, front and back, 180mm rotors on there. It is powered by a 500-watt motor in the back there, 48-volt battery with a proprietary H50 drive system that gives you plenty of power when you need it and is not jerky when you're riding for everyday use. So definitely an awesome, perfect drive system. And once again, the fact that these are UL certified, both the battery and the bike itself, definitely is an awesome upgrade in my book here compared to some of the other ones. As you can see, this one does have an awesome rack built in. It is not an option. It does actually connect to the frame in a couple different places. So that is awesome to see. So the Velotric Go 1 does come in two awesome colors. We went for the more green option here for Kayla. And I'll tell you, this thing is definitely short enough that she can get on and off safely. The step through height on this one is super low, which is definitely convenient if you have kids, if you have groceries, things in your hand. This thing is ultra maneuverable. And one thing, I know this doesn't mean a lot to some people, but this actually does spin all the way around backwards, which makes this extremely maneuverable going in and out of tight spaces. So I know that's a little thing, but the wires don't get all caught up, and I really like that. All right, take a better look at these hydraulic brake handles up front. Nice and premium brakes. I do like that about Velotric. The brakes are always on point. All right, then you have a nice Shimano 7-speed in the rear here. Definitely gives you enough torque and speed to get up and going. That mixed with that awesome H50 drive system gives you a nice, smooth, and responsive ride with this thing. So definitely right off the bat, my first impression just riding it up to the park here, definitely a nice, smooth, premium option that doesn't give you a whole lot of jerky back and forth, but definitely gets you going. And you can feel that it has power, which you're going to need it because this thing has a 440 payload pound capacity, which that's outrageous. So bike itself is about 60 pounds plus the 120 payload on the back with a, let's say about 200-pound rider, definitely gets it up to that 440. So that 500 watt, which has 900 watt peak power, definitely gets the extra weight payload capacity of this thing up and going. I think the combination of those tiny wheels, especially the one in the back, gives it enough torque to push that 440 pounds. All right, so with that H50 drive system, this thing can go all the way up to 20 miles an hour, and you can unlock it to get up to 25. And you're gonna get almost 55 miles out of one charge on this one, which is super awesome. The fact that you can pack in all your stuff with extra weight and still get up over 50 miles, one charge, that is definitely a plus in my book. All right, so this e-bike is kind of the jack of all trades here because depending on which accessories you have installed makes it a totally different feeling bike. So one of the reasons why this is definitely a family-oriented bike, one I recommend for families, is because of some of the accessories. So the accessories include extra pegs, extra handlebars, extra seat cushions, and a whole assortment of different racks and stuff. So let's go over some of those awesome options to transform this thing into family mode next. All right, so you want to go on a ride, but you have some small kids to take with you. This option with the fold out foot pegs on either side, you do have this awesome little padded seat, and you do have this extra set of handlebars. So if you have kids and you want to bring them along, you don't have a little follow along trailer, this is an awesome option for them to feel like they're part of the trip too. So awesome set of bars, and it's super comfortable. Now, as long as they are under 120 pounds, because there's a 120 pound weight capacity on the rear rack. Now that is what these little nets are for. That way you don't get any, extra little toes or feet or clothing caught in the wheel itself. So has the option to switch into dual rider mode, which I haven't seen on a lot of e-bikes. So definitely, I love the fact they included the family with this accessory option. So mode number 1 is family mode. Now, some of you are asking, yeah, that's awesome that the kids can fit on the back, but my kid's not old enough to hold on to handlebars themselves. They have an awesome option, a brand new option. It does turn into car seat mode. This awesome car seat that attaches to the rear rack that's built in. Now, for those with trust issues like me, I want to reassure you that it does have awesome locking with key, locking lockout that tightens to the rack. And for extra security, it does have a security strap that hooks to the seat post here. That way nobody's moving, nothing's happening. It is super secure. You could lift up the bike with that. And it does have awesome little foot holsters here. Now I do have to say, if you have big feet, you do kind of hit that sometimes, but you can adjust this forward and back depending on how big your child is and how big you are. But I definitely like that they considered not only the older family members, but the younger family members in this e-bike as well. So definitely a little bit for every member of the family to join this awesome ride. Now we do have one more mode here. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw on all the racks. That way we can kind of see it into the Traveler or the Packer mode. All right, now to my favorite accessories. This thing has an awesome assortment of different baskets, different styles, different shapes, different sizes. For the front and for the back, you can see the front basket is pretty cool because it does have a bracket for the headlight if you want to move it up, and it bolts right to the frame and not the forks, so the forks stay independent from the front basket. And you do get an assortment of different rear baskets in a couple different sizes. This one is the medium size, and I do like it because it does look like it's gonna hold exactly what I needed to. Today we're actually gonna go get some cat litter, so I think 50 pounds of cat litter will fit perfect in there. But if you're doing other options like Uber Eats or anything like that, you can definitely hold a couple meals in the back of this guy here. So I love the fact that it does have all of these different, modes because of which accessories you put on. So honestly, I think I'm gonna leave on these here and then go on a pretty much a grocery shopping trip, everyday grocery shopping trip, to see what this thing can actually hold, to see if we can get to the store and back from the store with 50 pounds or more of cat litter, because I have 4 cats, see if we make it all the way back to the shop. So let's go ahead and do a real life test of this guy. I'm gonna throw on the chest camera so we can get a little bit of a first person view of the cockpit and the ride here. But if you're ready, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, let's go ahead and give this thing a test ride here. Now I do have to say these slick tires aren't the best on totally wet grass, but those shocks do a very nice job on some of this off-road stuff. So let's go ahead and get rolling here. Kick this guy up into 5. I just say the throttle is super torquey, but I am not used to it being on this side. I keep shifting down instead. Interesting, and I bet you could switch that over, but then it'd kind of be crowded. So I put the bell over here. Let's go ahead and get a move on. You can see this thing definitely cruises. All right, we've made it all the way out to the country here. We still got full bars. This thing is still cruising. Honestly, this thing's kind of a vibe. You throw some headphones in, get cruising. This thing is pretty comfy. I get it. I can definitely understand why this one's so popular. This is just an awesome little fit. It's so small, it's so nimble. I feel comfortable going over all these bumps, maneuvering in between things, and still having enough power to get going. And I mean, I'm gonna go get a 50-pound bag of cat litter on my bike, so A+. Well, so far. I do have to say, I really like this wheel size, this 20x3, because some of the real fat tire 20-inch bikes, they get kind of pillowy on the turns. This one, these 3-inch tires definitely are nimble enough that I can kind of go over stuff. Definitely a pretty decent headlight here. All right, as you can see, the scenery keeps getting deeper and deeper as we go here, and we still haven't gone down a bar, which is awesome. Now, once we add all that extra weight, I do expect that to change a little bit, but as of right now, we're still sitting pretty much full. All right, as you can see, we are all the way out by the highway now. Almost to Walmart to get our cat litter. Okay, we made it all the way out. Let's go get that cat litter. All right, honestly, not too bad. I threw a strap on it. I don't even think I needed it, but it's stable. I'm actually super surprised at how stable that is with 50 pounds strapped to the back of it. All right, throw my 200-pound butt on it, and let's get on back to the shop. Now, it's funny because everything in my brain is telling me, all right, bro, all right, too much, bro, but I think I can handle it. This feels crazy, and that H50 drive system is pedaling me fine. This is actually amazing. I'm very surprised that it's handling all this extra weight and just gliding right over everything. Cruising. Honestly, I've never ridden with like this much weight on an e-bike. I didn't think it'd do this well. It's still keeping up. I'll tell you, these little nimble wheels are awesome with all this weight. I think if I had like fatter tires, I wouldn't be able to really turn as, you know, nimbly or as agilely. See, these tight turns are really nothing with this. Very impressed. Very impressed. Honestly, you could use this for going to get parts. I could drop off things to the post office. I could do packages. I mean, this is great. Honestly, I'm very surprised. Look, I am flying. Don't forget, I still have all that weight on the back. I'm toasted. It does not feel like I have all of this weight on the back here. Very impressed. All right, Velotric Go. You can definitely go get litter for your cats. One cool thing I am noticing is when you pedal, this nice, awesome drive system really kicks in and doesn't even make it feel like I'm carrying an extra 50, almost 60 pounds on my back right now. Brakes legit. Especially with all this extra weight, I appreciate the fact that they added extra braking power, because if you're carrying almost 500 pounds, you need to be able to stop 500 pounds. So if you're gonna be grocery shopping, if you're gonna be going out to events or stuff and you need to pack this thing, this is definitely a good option for you and the family. And I can tell with this extra weight, if you put somebody on the back of this, honestly, it wouldn't even be that bad. I would say with this extra weight, it kind of makes it extra stable, if anything, with all the extra weight on it. So also, I would definitely ride with another rider for sure. This is actually really fun right now. I'll tell you what, if you don't have a smile on your face while you're riding this, you're doing something wrong. And so even over those bumps with all this weight, just gliding right over it. So perfect. You know what? Thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. All right, we are in the home stretch and we are just now down to about 2 bars down. I'm thoroughly impressed. Honestly, I thought I was gonna have to really pedal hard to get this thing up to speed, to even, you know, get up to 20. I don't even have to pedal. This thing goes right up hills and everything with all of this extra weight on the back. I mean, 50 pounds of litter. All right, and we are back to the lake with only a couple bars down out of the battery. This thing definitely held up. All right, let's go over my final thoughts. All right, we made it all the way out to the lake here. This thing really, honestly, it outperformed itself. I am thoroughly impressed that it carried my fat butt, all of my camera equipment, and 50 pounds of litter and all of the accessories and everything, and the bike itself, all without any hiccups in it at all. Honestly, it really has that torque. You can tell it has almost 900 watt peak power because it definitely gets you moving. I didn't think it was going to handle that well. Honestly, you wouldn't be able to tell you had all that weight, besides it being a little extra wiggly there. Definitely thumbs up for me, 2 thumbs up for me. I'm going to use this to carry a lot of my parts and stuff back and forth. And I know for families, having that option to throw on an extra rider and have them feel safe and know the bike is going to carry it, that's definitely a good option there. So let's go ahead and go over 4 pros and 4 cons of the Velotric Go here. All right, now the part everybody's been waiting on. Here's 4 reasons why you would buy the Velotric Go, besides it being an awesome bike that just throws a smile on your face. 1, it is small and powerful. Honestly, for being a smaller bike, it doesn't, you don't think it's gonna have that much power, but having 900 peak watt is definitely great. That little motor in the back definitely gets all of that extra weight going down the road there. So awesome, fun, small, powerful bike is number 1. Number 2, like I said, very maneuverable, especially when you have all of that extra weight on there. That is definitely a plus. So I love the fact that it is very maneuverable with the small tire, small frame, and that extra turning handlebar set there. The reason 3 why you'd get this one is obviously that payload capacity, 440 pounds. That is a lot of weight to be carrying on a single e-bike. That's why you can do things like that dual rider mode where you can throw someone on the back and not have to worry about all of the extra weight. Honestly, I was really thoroughly surprised at how well it handled all of that cat litter that we had. We threw an extra 50, almost 60 pounds with weight and everything, and it handled it like a champ. So number 3, that payload, definitely a plus. All right, the 4th reason why you would buy this is obviously all of the different options. All of those accessories make this thing kind of into a transformer. If you want to turn it into the dual rider mode, if you want to turn it into extra capacity mode, or even throw on that baby seat, you have all of those options and even more on their website. Make sure you check out all of the accessories that come with this Velotric Go and the Velotric Packer, because they are awesome and they really make this bike. It would still be an absolutely awesome bike without the accessories, but I'll tell you, these extra baskets really make it something special. All right, let's go ahead and move on to 4 things to consider. Honestly, number 1, it is a small bike. It fits me great. I'm a small guy, but in particular, it's a short wheelbase here. You're kind of sitting up close to the front bars here. So if you are a bigger person, if you need a lot of leg room, this might not be the most perfect option for you, but it'll definitely fit you, but it is a little bit shorter than most. If you're looking for a nice, short, compact, sporty bike, definitely an option. But if you're looking for a big Land Cruiser, I wouldn't say this is a Land Cruiser by any means. So first thing to consider, it is a small bike in itself. All right, second thing to consider here is definitely the tire selection. These are pretty slick tires, and on really wet grass and in some of the off-road situations, didn't handle the best. It's definitely a city commuter style bike. These will definitely get you there, and they definitely handle bumps with that awesome set of forks up there. But the tire selection itself, they're pretty slippery. So I wouldn't expect this to do well on this kind of grassy situation out here, but it's not made to, so. All right, these last 2 are going to be pretty minimal here, but number 3 is actually about the accessories themselves. So the rear rack only holds 120 pounds. So if you are going for that dual rider mode, keep in mind that the Go only is going to fit a rider that is under, up to 120 pounds, or that rear rack. If you are going to try to transport heavier people or maybe more than one person, I would definitely recommend the Velotric Packer, because it does have a way longer back where you can fit more space, and that rear rack holds way more weight compared to the Velotric Go here. And to add to that point here, the actual foot pegs here are really close to the seat. So it is really made for families. It's made for younger children and things like that. I don't think you're going to be fitting real big adults on the back there. All right, and the last thing to consider here, and honestly, this is really just kind of looking, I was really trying hard to find something wrong with it, but there's not a whole lot to go wrong with this unit. I definitely love it, but the fact that the throttle is on the left side, I know that doesn't mean a lot to some people, and it really doesn't matter too much. I kind of got over it, but I kept hitting the shifter every time I went to go hit the throttle, and I bet you could turn this to the other side here, but it does look like the derailleur shifter and everything's going to get in the way. So I think that is why they put it on the left side. Now, if it was my choice, I would definitely have this on the right side and just get a different shifter, which I will probably do eventually. But yeah, the fourth thing to consider is definitely that the throttle's on the left side, but I don't know if that's going to be a deal breaker for many of you. So honestly, besides that, definitely an awesome bike all the way around. I really enjoyed riding it. The fact that I can now go get cat litter and go drop off, you know, engine packages and things, big packages, that is definitely a plus in my book. And if you're somebody, like I said, that does like Uber Eats, that kind of stuff, you have a bike with extra racks and that carries extra weight. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, hit a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about. Make sure you check out the next episode because we are going to be going over the Velotric Packer next. That one is an awesome beefy bike just like this one, but it has even a bigger wheel on the front and can carry even more weight. And I think we're taking a whole camping trip with us. So awesome. I will see everybody on the next episode. I appreciate all of you for watching. Deuces.